sorry. I can't let this go.
She's trying to speak. She has an argument, okay? You can tell. And he's just flipping speaking over her. It's making me annoyed.
Can you just answer the question?
Hey guys, just before this video starts, I do start talking about some political issues, especially around the gun laws and stuff, so, you know, I might have a little bit more of an unpopular opinion. So if you do agree with me, and you don't hate my opinion, please leave a like. But anyway, let's get into it. What is going up, guys? My name is Cameron Brown from HowToCameron. I don't know why I did that intro, okay, I'm sorry. I'll leave. Today I'm going to be making a video on someone who is on the TV quite a bit. So today we're going to be making a video on Piers Morgan, who is a British journalist, and he's probably one of the worst, like, presenters ever. Like, he's on this show called Good Morning Britain, and Good Morning Britain is like a morning show, obviously by its name, on ITV. I think it starts at like 6 and ends at, I think, 8 or something. And it's literally this morning show where they do a lot of interviews and go through the headlines. And I do watch it. I mean, it's a very popular show. It's good to wake up in the morning and then go through the news and have some people talk about it. But Piers Morgan is probably one of the worst presenters I have ever seen. Like, genuinely, once you've watched this video, you're gonna hate this guy, okay? He gets pretty angry, but this guy's a prick. Like, when I'm gonna show you this interview with Piers Morgan arguing with a pro-gun campaigner, and he just gets so flippin' annoying because this guy's opinions aren't that bad at all, okay? Like, PewDiePie made a video on this, and Piers Morgan was calling this Polish politician sexist, even though he wasn't, because all he was doing is talking about how women get paid less. He wasn't saying that women should be paid less. He was just saying why they were paid less, because on average, if you are shorter, you get paid less, which is obviously a bullcrap statistic, but, you know, it is still a statistic at the end of the day. Apparently, people who are like 5'5" earn less than someone who's 6'1", so it's kind of the same, and because women are by average smaller, that's how they get paid less. And he didn't say anything wrong, he was just reiterating facts, and then Piers Morgan was calling him sexist to seem like the better man, and he's just not very good, okay? And also, this guy's flipping rich, okay? Look at this guy's net worth, okay? Now, I thought presenters were meant to be humble. I thought they were meant to represent who was watching, because you want to ask questions to that specific person who he's interviewing as you. This guy's a net worth of 20 million. How's that going to resemble anyone watching flipping Good Morning Britain? Oh, it's so annoying. He's really bad, okay? So we're going to watch this video on Good Morning Britain. It's called Piers Morgan Argues with a Pro-Gun Campaigner About the Orlando Shooting. Obviously, it's a very sensitive topic. I mean, he's obviously going to hate the person who's pro-gun. Even though I disagree with the pro-gun campaigner, he does still have points. But instead of Piers actually listening to the points, he just shouts. And yeah, it's pretty bad. Right, let's get watching, okay, kids? It's a good watch today.
What is your reaction to what happened in Orlando?
Well, my initial reaction this morning when I first became aware of it was horror, obviously, but I more, at this point, place blame on the Obama administration for failing to call this what it is, which is Islamic terrorism.
I need to pause the video, okay? This is a very important detail. What time is it in Philadelphia when it's 7 o'clock in the morning in the UK? It must be like flipping midnight. What? Flipping 2 in the morning. Oh my gosh. Guys, this guy is being interviewed at 2:13 in the morning because it's live from Philadelphia when it's 7:13 in the UK. That's not it mean, it's at ITV. God, he needs his sleep.
And also, unfortunately, my friend, with people like yourself that continue to make up these ridiculous claims about the powerful AR-15.
So he's talking about how Piers Morgan has constantly said that this gun's very powerful. Now, that's a bit of a voided argument, saying, you know, a gun that can shoot like 60 rounds a minute is still extremely flipping dangerous.
Okay,
well, hang on.
Right, firstly, here's the first thing that Piers does. He never flipping lets Susanna, I know her name, okay? That's how good the HowToCameron channel is. This is Susanna Reid. I've watched this show for so long. She will literally want to ask a question. She's actually a really good presenter. But Piers Morgan, no, he has to interrupt, you know. Let's have a little replay of that.
Hang on. Let me just ask you, what do you mean? How many bullets, just for those who know nothing about guns, the AR-15 is a semi-automatic assault rifle. You and I would agree with that description, right?
Why does he need confirmation? Come on, Piers. He obviously doesn't know what he's talking about. And he doesn't want to be doubted about anything that he says. Because if they're having like a full-on argument, he'll look like the lesser person.
How many bullets is the AR-15 capable of firing in 1 minute?
I'm very glad you brought that up, Piers, because I noticed at the intro that you've revised your statement from a tweet you made last week where you claimed it was capable of firing 600 rounds a minute. And the driver that brought me over to the remote studio this evening is a former Marine with 2 combat tours in Iraq and now a current police officer, and he laughed out loud when I told him about that.
Okay, but can you answer the question?
Can you just answer the question?
I love it how they try and ignore that. Yeah, no, it wasn't wrong. I do not know what you're talking about. Like, obviously, I disagree with guns. I don't think they should be legalized anywhere, but obviously that's never going to happen. They're always going to be legalized in some places, i.e. North Korea. But I don't know if they are legal there. They probably aren't actually thinking about it. But Piers Morgan was wrong. He was literally lying about something on Twitter. And instead of going, yeah, I'm sorry about that. I didn't know. I didn't have the expertise. No, let's just not talk about that, okay?
Can you just answer the question? Okay, so just to clarify, you can in America, I've discussed this many times, you can't buy a Kinder Surprise chocolate egg because they're deemed to be unsafe to Americans. But you can buy, as this man did, an AR-15 rifle, which is capable of firing up to 60 bullets a minute. Some would say more, but I'll accept your description. Let me ask you this: why, when you have such a problem? Let me finish, Dan. Let me finish. Why, when you have such a problem with Islamic terror, which clearly exercises you, and you're very concerned about that? Why
is this guy doing all the talking? I'm just annoyed by that. Like, there's obviously another presenter there, and he's not letting her speak. Come on. She probably has more experience of presenting because she's a better presenter. Why is he just speaking? It's annoying.
Would you want to make it easy for somebody like this killer to get his hands on a rifle like that to perpetrate what he did?
Okay, let me just say that argument's also voided because they don't have guns legalized to help terrorism. That's not why would that be the goal? It isn't. In the US, they believe that people have a right to defend themselves, and that's why guns are legalized.
I'm very happy you brought up your Kinder Egg red herring, because I did some checking after you brought it up the last time we talked about this, and it turns out that choking on candy is one of the top 5 causes of childhood mortality in the United States, according to the CDC. Accidental firearms deaths don't even rank in the top 10.
That's a really flippin' structured argument, but it's not 100% relevant to the topic. But I understand where he's coming from. He's talking about how choking on candy, which is why they banned Kinder Eggs because of the choking on candy hazard, that he's saying that that's more dangerous than accidental firearms. So he's saying that we ban Kinder Eggs, for example, because more people die from them. And that, I suppose it's true. It's not really relevant to the topic, but it's true. I don't know what to say.
Sorry, I can't let this go.
Can he come? This is the thing that I don't understand with Piers. He makes a massive deal out of everything. Like, that's an argument, okay? It's not an invalid point. It's not a very good point. But you can't just ask him, oh, why are Kinder Eggs illegal but firearms aren't? And then he's answering it in a pretty valid way. He's saying, well, you see, by death toll, more people die from choking on toys, for example, so that shows that that's more dangerous, so we need to ban that, which is a response. It's a decent response, but then he's getting so triggered by it. It's like, how dare you say that? What?
I can't let this go.
She's trying to speak. She has an argument, okay, you can tell, and he's just flipping speaking over her. It's making me annoyed.
I'm sorry, Susanna, you're genuinely trying to tell us that in a country where 32,000 people a year are killed by guns, that eating candy is more dangerous?
Well, more people died from it, so by common sense, technically it is more dangerous because more people died from it. I don't get his point. Like, I understand that, yeah, guns are dangerous. I don't support them, but he just said, you're telling me that guns are less dangerous than choking on toys. Well, yeah, they are, because less people died from them. I'm sorry.
No, I'm telling you.
Okay, that's dumb. Because that's exactly what you just told him, okay? I'm not gonna lie. Out of all the pro-gun campaigners I've heard speak, this guy is the most convincing. I mean, I've not seen that many.
Talking about an event on Saturday night in which 50 people were killed because a man
Yes.
went into a gay nightclub and had 2 guns and was able to murder them. Now, whatever his motivation, and there's a distinction to be made here between motivation and the means, okay? And we can discuss his motivation, whether it was mental health, whether it was a perverse interpretation of his religion, whatever it was, whether he had some issue with gay men kissing. All of that is horrifying and will be discussed. But the fact of the matter is, he had 2 guns. Now, there are people over here who saw that happen in Dunblane, and they completely got behind the fact that if you take away the means, you restrict the number of people who are murdered by guns.
I agree. There we go. That's the argument that was needed to be said on the ITV side, okay? Because the problem is with Piers Morgan being a flipping retard, okay? I'm not saying retard, I'm saying retard. Because Piers Morgan is so weak with his arguments and just invalid in most cases, it makes these people who, they have unpopular opinions. I don't agree with his opinion, okay? But because his opinion's so flipping bad, I'm starting to agree with him more than I do with him. But when she starts to speak, I'm starting to be like, yeah, okay, I agree with her. That's 100% true. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, be sure to leave me a like. Leave me a nice comment. Haha. You can also share your opinion in the comments. I'd be really interested to see it. And also subscribe if you're new today. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. And I'll be seeing you guys later. Goodbye.